A woman marked by purpose does not measure her life by the ease with which she can navigate through it, but by the meaning she derives from it. While others may seek comfort in the familiarity of routine or the safety of the status quo, she has the courage to step out into the unknown, understanding that there is far more to life than simply avoiding discomfort. The world around her often tells her that ease is the ultimate goal: an easy job, an easy home, an easy relationship, and an easy path to success. But a woman of purpose understands that while ease may bring temporary satisfaction, it is purpose that will bring lasting fulfillment. She knows that the deepest satisfaction does not come from avoiding difficulty, but from embracing the challenge of a task that requires more than just the surface-level effort. There is a deep, inherent value in struggling towards something meaningful. For her, there is fulfillment in purpose, not in convenience. The path may be harder, the load heavier, and the journey longer, but it is precisely these challenges that shape her into the woman she is becoming. Purpose offers a vision beyond the immediate. It is the unseen force that propels her forward even when the world around her seeks shortcuts and easier ways out. A woman who lives with purpose does not measure her success by how effortlessly she achieves her goals, but by how much she invests of herself in the process. While others may take the quick road to gain, she is willing to endure the bumps and bruises of the more challenging road that leads to something richer, more authentic, and more aligned with her values. This commitment to purpose is not born from a place of naivety, but from a profound understanding that convenience often costs more than it gives. It is easy to live a life that merely meets immediate needs or responds to surface-level desires. But it takes strength to step back and ask deeper questions. What am I truly living for? What is my impact on the world? How do my actions reflect the values I hold most dear? The chosen woman seeks to answer these questions every day, consciously and with intention. She knows that in the end it is purpose that will have made her life worthwhile, not the number of comforts or conveniences she accumulated along the way. When the world pushes her toward the path of least resistance, a woman of purpose turns inward, listening to the quiet but compelling voice that urges her to keep moving forward. This voice knows that growth comes through effort, that lasting change is built from consistent, hard work. And so, she embraces every moment as an opportunity to build something more substantial than fleeting pleasure. While others may grow complacent, content with their fleeting successes and simple pleasures, she keeps her eyes on the horizon. Her purpose is a flame that cannot be easily extinguished by the winds of easy living. In a world that is increasingly focused on instant gratification, it is easy to overlook the importance of long-term goals and the perseverance necessary to achieve them. The woman driven by purpose understands that true success takes time. She also knows that time itself is precious, and it is far better spent on things that truly matter. She does not squander her days on empty distractions, but invests her time and energy in what will endure: the relationships she nurtures, the work she does, the legacy she leaves behind. Purpose is the foundation of resilience. When setbacks inevitably occur, when doors close, or when failure seems imminent, it is purpose that keeps her moving forward. Convenience would tell her to quit, to stop trying, to take the easy way out. But purpose tells her to press on, to learn from the failure, to rise again with greater determination. With purpose in her heart, she knows that no obstacle is insurmountable. Even in the most difficult times, purpose reminds her why she started and what she is working toward. Ultimately, it is purpose that brings meaning to every facet of her life. Whether she is working, raising a family, or pursuing her passions, she does so with a deep sense of intention and meaning. She recognizes that life is not about avoiding the hard things, but about finding the courage to face them head on. A life lived with purpose is one that stands the test of time, offering a legacy of meaning, transformation, and growth to all those who come into contact with it. A chosen woman is marked not by the convenience of her choices, but by the strength of her purpose and the impact it has on the world around her. Inner strength is a quality that transcends the visible, the apparent, and the external. It is not something that can be measured by the physical feats one accomplishes or the loudest declarations one makes. Instead, inner strength is a quiet, unyielding force that resides deep within, shaping the way a person moves through the world, responds to adversity, and engages with others. For a woman marked by inner strength, it is this hidden wellspring that sustains her in times of difficulty, allowing her to stand firm even when the world around her seems to crumble. Unlike external displays of power, inner strength is not about showing off or seeking recognition. It is found in the depths of the soul, where the storms of life may rage, but the spirit remains unshaken. When challenges arise, as they inevitably do, it is this inner fortitude that guides her response. Rather than being swept away by emotions, stress, or fear, a woman with inner strength has learned to anchor herself in something deeper than the circumstances she faces. She understands that while the world may be unpredictable, her response to it is within her control. This inner strength is forged over time, through trials and hardships, through moments of doubt and difficulty. It does not appear overnight, nor is it given freely. It is cultivated through experiences that test one's limits, push one's boundaries, and force one to confront both external challenges and internal fears. It is the result of facing life head-on, refusing to be defeated by the obstacles that lie in her path. Every time she rises after a fall, every time she faces a new challenge with resilience, her inner strength grows. What sets a woman of inner strength apart is not the absence of fear or weakness, but her ability to embrace them without letting them define her. Fear may visit her, but it does not take root. Doubt may whisper, but it does not control her decisions. She acknowledges her vulnerabilities and limitations, but she does not allow them to stop her. Her strength lies in her ability to press forward, despite the voice of uncertainty, to continue even when the way forward seems unclear. She knows that true strength is not found in perfection, but in perseverance. The most remarkable aspect of inner strength is that it is not dependent on circumstances. While external situations may fluctuate, sometimes peaceful, sometimes chaotic, inner strength remains steadfast. It is not determined by whether things are going well or poorly, but by the ability to maintain calm, clarity, and focus no matter what happens. When others around her may falter, she stands firm, rooted in a deep sense of self and purpose. She knows that even in the darkest of times, there is an unwavering strength within her that will not let her be defeated. This strength is not just about survival. It is also about thriving amidst adversity. A woman with inner strength does not just endure the difficult moments in life, but learns from them, grows through them, and becomes stronger for them. She sees challenges as opportunities for growth, and rather than running from them, she faces them with grace, wisdom, and determination. In doing so, she not only emerges from adversity unbroken, but often more whole than before. Moreover, inner strength is accompanied by a deep sense of self-awareness. The woman with inner strength is not fooled by the illusions of external appearances or superficial success. She understands that true strength is not about competing with others or comparing herself to them. It is about understanding her own worth, knowing her own limits, and accepting herself as she is. This self-awareness gives her the clarity to make decisions that align with her values and principles, rather than being swayed by external pressures or fleeting desires. In a world that often values external validation and immediate gratification, inner strength is a rare and invaluable gift. It is not about seeking approval or recognition, but about finding the courage to stand in one's own truth. A woman with inner strength does not need the world's applause to know her own worth. She knows that her true value lies in her integrity, her character, and the way she lives her life with authenticity and purpose. Ultimately, inner strength is what allows a woman to become a source of inspiration to those around her. It is not the loud declarations of strength that resonate the most, but the quiet, steadfast perseverance that leaves a lasting impression. Through her example, she teaches others that strength is not about avoiding pain or hardship, but about rising above it with grace and dignity. She shows that true power lies not in what one achieves, but in how one faces life's trials with an unshakable spirit. Self-discipline is the quiet force that drives a person to take consistent, deliberate actions toward their goals, even when motivation wanes and the immediate temptation of ease presents itself. It is not a characteristic reserved only for the ambitious or those with grand dreams. It is the foundational principle that allows a person to stay committed to their values, priorities, and long-term vision. For a woman marked by self-discipline, it is this quality that underpins every success she achieves and every challenge she faces. Rather than relying on fleeting inspiration or external validation, self-discipline empowers her to keep moving forward, even in moments of doubt or fatigue. At its core, self-discipline is the ability to control one's impulses, emotions, and behaviors in the pursuit of long-term goals. It is a skill that must be cultivated, honed, and strengthened over time. A woman with self-discipline does not act based on the whims of the moment or the distractions of the present. She sees beyond the immediate, recognizing that what she chooses to do in each moment has a direct impact on the future she is building. Every action, no matter how small, is a step toward her larger vision. Unlike the popular notion that discipline is a rigid, oppressive force, self-discipline is a practice that allows for freedom within boundaries. It is not about restricting oneself for the sake of restriction, but creating the space in which true freedom can flourish. When she establishes routines, sets clear boundaries, and makes deliberate choices, she is, in fact, freeing herself from the chaos that often results from lack of control. This structure allows her to focus her energy on what truly matters, preventing the mind from scattering and the spirit from becoming disoriented. A woman who practices self-discipline understands that the path to success is rarely linear. There are days when the tasks at hand may seem burdensome, or the allure of distractions may feel overwhelmingly tempting. Yet, it is precisely in these moments that self-discipline shines brightest. She knows that short-term gratification, though appealing, cannot offer the deep, lasting fulfillment that consistent effort and patience can bring. Rather than giving in to the desire for instant pleasure, she chooses to stay the course, trusting that the rewards of her hard work will come with time. This dedication to self-discipline requires an unwavering commitment to her values and goals. It is not enough to know what she wants, she must also be willing to make the necessary sacrifices to get there. She resists the pull of distractions and the voice of complacency that urges her to take the easy road. Instead, she chooses the harder but ultimately more rewarding path, knowing that each challenge she overcomes adds to her strength and resolve. It is this consistent commitment to her principles, no matter how challenging or inconvenient, that sets her apart and drives her forward. In the end, self-discipline is a practice of balance. It requires strength, yes, but also wisdom to know when to push forward and when to rest. It requires the clarity to recognize the difference between what is essential and what is merely urgent. A disciplined woman knows that she is not a machine, and she does not expect herself to operate without pause. But she also knows that the consistency with which she shows up each day, regardless of how she feels in the moment, will ultimately define the life she builds. It is this daily commitment to her goals, this quiet, unwavering focus, that allows her to achieve things others might deem impossible. In a world where distractions abound and instant gratification is the norm, Self-discipline remains one of the most powerful tools a woman can possess. It is the force that propels her toward her fullest potential, allowing her to make choices that align with her highest self and the future she desires. Through self-discipline, she builds not only the life she envisions, but also the strength, character, and integrity necessary to live it with grace and purpose. In a world that increasingly values information, knowledge has become a prized commodity. The pursuit of facts and data has created a culture where the accumulation of knowledge is seen as the ultimate achievement. Yet, while knowledge can fill the mind with ideas and information, it is wisdom that shapes the soul and guides the heart. For a woman of true depth, it is wisdom, not knowledge, that holds the greatest power. Wisdom transcends the mere collection of facts. It is the application of understanding in the context of life, a deep knowing that goes beyond intellectual awareness. A woman with wisdom does not merely memorize the information that comes her way. Instead, she seeks to understand the deeper truths beneath the surface. Knowledge can tell her the what and the how, but wisdom shows her the why. It is not enough to understand the facts. Wisdom asks how those facts fit into the larger tapestry of life. It is a perspective that allows her to see not just the present moment, but the broader implications of her actions, the long-term consequences of the choices she makes. While knowledge is often about the acquisition of external information, wisdom is internal and experiential. It is born not only of what one knows, but also of how one lives. A woman of wisdom does not simply learn from books or lectures. She learns from her experiences, from the challenges and triumphs she faces, and from the way she engages with the world. She takes the lessons life offers and allows them to shape her, integrating them into her understanding of herself and the world around her. Her wisdom is a living thing, growing and evolving as she faces new situations and gathers new insights. Knowledge is often linked to intellect, but wisdom is deeply tied to emotional intelligence and empathy. A wise woman understands that true wisdom is not just about being right, but about understanding others. She knows that her own perspective is limited, and that listening, learning, and being open to different viewpoints is essential to gaining true understanding. She values insight over argument, dialogue over debate, and connection over competition. This openness allows her to navigate relationships and life situations with grace and discernment, recognizing the complexity of human experiences and responding with compassion rather than judgment. Wisdom also carries with it a sense of humility. While knowledge can often lead to arrogance or pride, wisdom leads to a quiet understanding of one's limitations. The wise woman knows that she does not have all the answers, and that there is always more to learn. She is not threatened by what she does not know, but sees it as an opportunity for growth. This humility allows her to remain teachable, always ready to expand her horizons and deepen her understanding. It is in this openness to continuous learning that true wisdom resides. In the face of adversity, wisdom allows a woman to remain grounded and composed. When knowledge alone might encourage hasty decisions or emotional reactions, wisdom provides the clarity to pause, reflect, and choose a path that is guided by deeper understanding. She does not rush to conclusions, but takes the time to weigh her options carefully. Wisdom gives her the ability to see beyond the immediate challenge and to understand how her decisions will resonate in the long term. It is the gift of patience, the insight to know when to act and when to wait, and the strength to trust that the right answers will come in time. Furthermore, wisdom is not merely about knowledge for its own sake. It is knowledge put into action. The woman of wisdom knows that her knowledge is only valuable if it leads to thoughtful action, if it contributes to the well-being of others, and if it aligns with her values. She does not hoard knowledge or use it as a tool for superiority, but shares it generously, using it to uplift and guide those around her. Her wisdom is not an isolated achievement, but a resource that flows outward, enriching the lives of others. At the heart of wisdom is a deep sense of purpose and perspective. A wise woman does not live for fleeting pleasures or transient success. She lives for something greater. She understands that life is not just about accumulating knowledge or achieving personal goals, but about contributing to the greater good and finding meaning in every aspect of existence. Her wisdom teaches her that the true value of life lies not in the pursuit of perfection, but in the willingness to live authentically, to make mistakes, and to learn from them. In conclusion, wisdom is a quality that cannot be measured by the amount of information one possesses, but by how that information is applied to life. It is the ability to see beyond the surface, to understand the deeper truths, and to act in ways that reflect those truths. A wise woman knows that life is not simply about acquiring knowledge, but about learning how to live well, how to relate to others with compassion, and how to approach each situation with humility, patience, and discernment. Wisdom is the art of living thoughtfully, of seeing with clarity, and of acting with integrity. It is the key to navigating the complexities of life with grace and purpose, and it is the quality that sets apart those who merely know from those who truly understand. Compassion is often misunderstood in today's world. It is sometimes viewed as a sign of weakness, as if offering kindness and understanding in the face of hardship makes a person vulnerable to being taken advantage of. However, true compassion is not a sign of weakness but of strength. It is the ability to deeply feel for the struggles of others while maintaining one's sense of self and integrity. A woman who embodies compassion without weakness is someone who is deeply attuned to the needs of others, but does not lose sight of her own values or boundaries in the process. She is able to offer comfort and care without sacrificing her own strength, clarity, or purpose. Compassion, in its purest form, is an active choice, a conscious decision to engage with the suffering of others, to offer a listening ear, a helping hand, or a moment of understanding. However, a compassionate person does not give from an empty well. To offer compassion without weakness, one must first cultivate strength within oneself. This strength comes from understanding one's own limits and maintaining a sense of self-worth, even when reaching out to others. Compassion is not about overextending oneself to the point of exhaustion or allowing others to drain one's energy. It is about finding a balance between caring for others and caring for oneself. A compassionate woman knows that her ability to support others is only sustainable if she does so with boundaries in place. She recognizes that offering her compassion does not mean rescuing others or carrying their burdens for them. Instead, it is about providing the space for others to heal, grow, and find their own strength. True compassion involves being present for someone, offering empathy and understanding, but without taking on their problems as one's own. This clarity enables her to maintain her sense of self, while also being a pillar of support to those in need. Compassion without weakness is rooted in resilience. It involves the capacity to remain strong in the face of others' suffering without becoming overwhelmed by it. A woman who embodies this strength does not shy away from the pain of others, but instead faces it with courage, understanding, and poise. She is not afraid to engage with difficult emotions, whether they are her own or those of others, but she does so with the emotional fortitude to handle them. This resilience allows her to offer compassion without losing herself in the process. She understands that while it is important to acknowledge the pain and struggles of others, it is equally important to protect her own emotional and mental well-being. In a world that often equates kindness with passivity, compassion without weakness demonstrates the power of active, intentional care. It is not about giving in to every demand or succumbing to every request for help. It is about discerning when to offer support and when to step back. A compassionate woman is not afraid to say no when necessary, because she knows that her own strength lies in maintaining healthy boundaries. She offers compassion where it can be truly effective, and she is wise enough to recognize when her help may be enabling rather than empowering. Compassion, in this sense, becomes a tool for growth, both for herself and for those she seeks to help. Another key aspect of compassion without weakness is the ability to stand firm in one's convictions, even when faced with difficult or conflicting emotions. A woman who embodies this strength does not let her empathy cloud her judgment. While she may deeply feel for someone's pain or struggle, she is also able to make difficult decisions when necessary. Compassion does not mean allowing someone to continue on a destructive path. It means offering understanding and support, but also holding them accountable. This balanced approach ensures that compassion is not misused or distorted, but remains a force for good. Furthermore, compassion without weakness is not about avoiding confrontation or difficult conversations. It is about confronting challenges with a heart that is both understanding and clear-headed. A woman who practices this form of compassion is able to offer kindness while still being direct and honest when needed. She does not shy away from the truth, and she is not afraid to speak up when necessary, even if it may be uncomfortable. This courage to speak and act with integrity, while still remaining compassionate, demonstrates the strength that lies at the heart of true empathy. Compassion without weakness is a quiet, steadfast force. It does not seek to attract attention or praise, but rather seeks to heal, uplift, and support in ways that are lasting and meaningful. A woman who embodies this strength understands that compassion is not about feeling sorry for others, but about walking alongside them, offering encouragement, and empowering them to find their own path to healing. She recognizes that the most powerful form of compassion is not one that seeks to fix or control, but one that offers the space for others to find their own strength. Ultimately, compassion without weakness is about finding the balance between caring for others and caring for oneself. It is about understanding that true strength is not in detaching from the pain of the world, but in engaging with it while maintaining one's sense of purpose and well-being. A woman who practices compassion in this way does not allow the suffering of others to define her or break her down. Instead, she stands firm in her strength and offers the love, care, and support that others need, all while staying grounded in her own truth. Thanks for watching.